Once upon a time, in a small cottage by the sea, there lived a poor fisherman and his wife. Every day, the fisherman would go to the ocean, cast his net, and hope for a catch. They lived a simple life, humble, quiet, and with very little. But while the fisherman was content with what they had, his wife was always unhappy. She often grumbled about their small hut, their worn clothes, and the meager meals they ate. One day, as the fisherman cast his net into the sea, he caught a strange fish. But this was no ordinary fish. It was a magical golden fish that spoke. The fish pleaded for its life, saying, "Please let me go. I am not just a fish. I am an enchanted prince. Spare me, and I will grant you any wish you desire." Surprised and kind-hearted, the fisherman let the fish go without asking for anything. He didn't need riches or wishes. He simply returned home and told his wife the strange tale. But when his wife heard that he let a magical fish go without asking for anything in return, she was furious. "You fool!" she shouted. "Go back and ask that fish for a nice house instead of this stinky old hut." Reluctantly, the fisherman returned to the shore and called out to the sea. The water had turned slightly gray, and waves rolled stronger than before. He called the fish and it appeared. "My wife is unhappy," he said. "She wants a better house to live in." The fish replied, "Go home. She has it already." Sure enough, when the fisherman returned, their small hut was gone, replaced by a cozy cottage with a small garden. He was happy, but not his wife. After a few days, she grew restless again. "This cottage is too small," she said. "Go back and ask the fish for a grand castle." Again, the fisherman hesitated but obeyed. The sea was darker now, choppier. He called the fish and made the wish. The fish simply said, "Go home. She is in the castle now." The fisherman returned to find a magnificent stone castle, with servants, fine clothes, and grand furniture. His wife now wore a crown and sat on a throne. But even that wasn't enough. Days passed, and she demanded to be queen. The fisherman returned to the sea, and this time the sky was dark, and the sea roared with angry waves. He called the fish once more. With a tired voice he said, "My wife wants to be queen." The fish answered, "Go home. She is queen now." Now she ruled the land, but her hunger for power only grew stronger. "Go back!" she screamed one morning. "I want to be empress." "No. Better yet, I want to be pope." The fisherman, terrified and weary, returned to the shore. The sea was nearly black, stormy, and terrifying. He shouted again. The fish appeared but said nothing. It simply stared and blinked, then replied, "Go home. She is pope now." He returned, and indeed, his wife stood high above all others, surrounded by priests and bishops. But still, it wasn't enough. That night, she whispered her final desire. "Go back and tell the fish, I want to be like God." The fisherman was pale with fear. "That is too much," he whispered. "Please let us stop." But she screamed and forced him to go. The fisherman, broken and trembling, walked to the shore one last time. The wind howled, lightning cracked across the sky, and waves rose as high as hills. He called out to the fish, his voice barely heard over the storm. The fish rose from the black water and stared silently. Finally it said, "Go home." When the fisherman returned, the castle was gone. The robes, the servants, the gold, all gone. There was no palace, no church, no crown. And there, in the same small, filthy hut by the sea, sat his wife, just as they had lived in the beginning. And so, the fisherman and his wife lived the rest of their days in that old hut. She never received another wish. The fisherman, though tired and poor, found peace in the quiet. His wife, however, remained bitter, forever punished by her endless greed. The story of the fisherman and his wife reminds us that greed has no end, and the more we crave beyond what we need, the more we risk losing everything. Be careful what you wish for and be thankful for what you already have.